Welcome to Wrestling Talk. Today it's going to be a longer video where I'm talking about the Worlds Collide match card and the Money in the Bank match card together. Uh, if you don't know, Money in the Bank will be on Peacock and Worlds Collide will be live on YouTube. So, let's get started with the match card of. We're just going to give you my opinions on Worlds Collide. This is going to be different than it would be if I actually knew the people, but most of the people. So let's start off with the main event of the show, which will be Valkingo and Chad Gable for the AAA Mega Championship, which is their world title, AAA's world title. I haven't seen Valkingo, but Chad Gable is decent in ring, and I feel like they could go back and forth. But I think this match could potentially be one of the best of the night, and it's going to show. It's going to be a good match, especially with it being at the main event. The next match I want to talk about is a match that I'm excited to see. Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar, Angel, which is Angel Garza, and Berto, which is Humberto Carrillo, versus Dr. Wagner Jr., Pagano, and Psycho Clown. I don't know who Psycho Clown is, but he sounds interesting, and I feel like it's like this is like a pure lucha match where you have three luchadors on one side, one luchador on the other, and I feel like it's going to be a very interesting, match to watch. And I think since this is going to be my first exposure to AAA, I'm excited to see this match in the main event. Okay. Next match we're going to be talking about is another tag team match. It's Stephanie Vaquer and Lola Vice versus Chica Tomorta and Deus. Sorry if I butcher names. This is a women's match. It has some talented people in it. I mean, that's all I can say about it, because I don't really know much about AAA or what these people accomplished. One of them is 50 years old. Wow, in that match. And the other is 40, 50 and 40. Wow. The next match we're going to talk about is LWO, which is Dragon Lee Cruz del Toro and Jaquin Wild versus Octagon Jr., Aerostar, and Mr. Iguana. Come on. I like the name Mr. Iguana. So Mr. Iguana and all of them, I feel like this is going to be an interesting match, if not for the skill, just because I like the guy's name. A little bit of bias because I like the guy's name, but it is what it is. Okay, 3. The next match and the last match we're talking about is for the NXT North America Champion. It is Ethan Page, the current champion, versus Javon Evans versus Ladero Kid versus Ray Phoenix. Now, honestly, I know Javon Evans is kind of a high flyer. I know the other twos are definitely luchadors, and I know Javon isn't a luchador, but he's high flying. And you have Ethan Page, who's like a strong man. This match is going to be interesting And I know Ladero Kid was in TNA a little bit too, and wrestled for AAA. So ultimately, this to me is going to be one of the most interesting matches in general. So that's all I have to say about the Worlds Collide card. Next, we're going to be talking about the Money in the Bank. See, the one thing I wanted to mention here, this is something I know more about. We're just going to be talking about what I think about the matches. But first I want to say, perhaps there will be one more match added. I could see in a world where Dominic gets a title match, or maybe Jacob Fatu versus Damian Priest being added to this show. Or perhaps the Wyatt Six versus the Street Profits. Some of that match. And those matches aren't going to be the best matches of the night, but it will get people talking, I think. Or perhaps maybe a women's title defense, because we haven't seen one in a while from Io Sky. Perhaps that could be added to the show. Okay, so let's start with the first match I want to talk about, which is Solo Sikoa, LA Knight versus Penta versus Seth Rollins versus Andrade versus either of these three, which will either be CM Punk, El Grande Americano, or AJ Styles, will be the other participant in this match. Honestly, this is like a wild card match. I feel like this is the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. It has to be good. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's going to be good. If you're stayed to this point in the video, this is the Money in the Bank predictions, and not predictions, but my match card opinions. Overall, I think this is a very interesting clash of styles. And oh boy, my favorite wrestler in the world is in this, Solo Sikoa. If you know me, you know I'm being sarcastic as much as possible here. Because Solo can't wrestle for 2 cents. This should be interesting. The other... I'm rooting for everyone but Solo. You know... The next match I'm going to talk about is the Women Money in the Bank, which has Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Julia, and Naomi. And one of these three in it, because Liv Morgan, Ivy Nile, or Stephanie Vaquer. Either one of them is going to get the last spot. So, on the predictions, we'll know, because I'm doing the predictions when that stuff is well known, but yeah, right now it isn't. So, what I'm going to say here is, this is going to be very interesting, but I think we all know who's going to win this without a doubt. There's only there's only one real option here, and I'm going to save it for the predictions, but this match is good, but it's going to be obvious who's winning. Or WWE could pull us right in. And all I'm going to say is during the prediction, for the Money in the Bank, I'm allowed to pick 2 people I could think could win just to make it fair. 2 possible winners. I could pick 2 people. For the predictions, I'm allowed to pick 2 people. So, for example, I'm just going to throw a random name, even though I don't think they're going to win. Penta and Andrade. During the predictions, I could pick 2. So, just in case, because it's fair, because it's a 6-man match, I'm allowed to pick multiple winners, possible winners, and to predict which one possibly could be. So, for example, just to get this out of the way, I could pick 2 random people who I think are going to win, and if one of them wins, I got it right. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so sorry. What I think about the women's match is it's going to be interesting. It's a ladder match. There's no way it's going to be boring. The next match, oh boy, what do I have to say about this one? It's Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. What a bunch of random mishmash of people. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso, I get. But then John Cena being in this match against Cody Rhodes again is going to be terrible. And then Jey Uso and Logan Paul had a good match. In my opinion, Jey Uso and Logan Paul are going to be the saving points of this match. Cody Rhodes could wrestle, but he would have a good match with Logan Paul. He had a good match with Logan Paul, but the problem is when we get to John Cena. He had a bad match with John Cena. I'm not excited for this one, so I hope they added at least one more match so they can have 5 matches at the card, but maybe not. Maybe they won't go for that. Okay, the next match is for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship, and it's champion Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch. If Becky Lynch loses, she could no longer challenge for the title as long as Valkyria is champion. Wait a minute. If Valkyria loses, she will be forced to raise Lynch's hand and acknowledge Lynch as the better woman. I think they made this very interesting. I feel like they made this interesting. I was invested in their first match, and I'm invested in this, so... yeah. I'm just invested in general, so... this match, with that stipulation added, where Becky Lynch can't challenge for the title, it just makes it more interesting to see who wins this time. So... yeah. That's all I have to say. Goodbye.